The purpose of a lesson is not to deliver an answer, but to ignite a question that will burn for a lifetime. To know the history of a word is to hold the power of its origin. To use it wisely is the beginning of rhetoric. Do not mistake the accumulation of facts for the forging of an intellect. A library is not a mind. The mind, left to its own devices, will circle the same worn path. It is the teacher's duty to present a precipice. The undisciplined genius is a beautiful firework, brilliant for a moment, then vanishing into ash. To grasp a new science is to grow a new sense with which to perceive the world. The classroom is a forge. You are both the metal and the smith, hammering yourself into a form of your own choosing. A book is a quiet conversation with a mind greater than your own, across the chasm of time. He who studies only what he agrees with has turned his library into a hall of mirrors. The greatest obstacle to discovery is not ignorance, but the illusion of knowledge. An education is not a vessel to be filled, but a lens to be ground, through which the universe may be seen with greater clarity. Let your curiosity be a wilder beast than your fear of being wrong. To master a craft is to learn the rules like a professional, so you may break them like an artist. The most profound truths are not taught. They are excavated from the bedrock of one's own disciplined thought. Doubt is the chisel that carves the face of wisdom from the raw stone of belief. A mind sharpened by logic and mathematics can cut through the fog of rhetoric to the bone of an argument. The memory of a formula is a shadow. The understanding of its principle is the light that casts it. To truly read a book, one must be willing to be rewritten by it. He who fears the struggle of learning has already consented to the tyranny of ignorance. A diploma is a receipt for payment. An education is the lifelong change in the architecture of your soul. The ink of the scholar is more sacred than the blood of the martyr, for it illuminates the path away from future sacrifice. Do not seek knowledge to win arguments, but to silence the foolishness in your own heart. The strength of your conclusion is only as sound as the quiet labor of your premise. A mind that cannot be changed is no longer a mind. It is a monument to its own past. To learn another's language is not to learn their words, but to be granted access to their world. The labor of study is the price you pay for the freedom to think for yourself. A great question is a seed that once planted in a fertile mind can grow a forest of inquiry. The courage to learn is the courage to admit that yesterday's certainty may be today's error. To be educated is to learn the names of your chains so that you may begin the arduous work of breaking them. The universe does not give up its secrets easily. They must be won through the disciplined siege of observation and reason. Do not measure your learning by the height of the stack of books you have read, but by the depth of the change within you. The man who has not wrestled with a difficult idea has only ever exercised his prejudices. A failure in the laboratory is more valuable than 1,000 untested theories, for it is a signpost on the road to truth. The unexamined belief is a cage built by others, which you mistake for the shape of the world. History is a dialogue with the dead about the fate of the yet unborn. Your study is your turn to speak. True mastery is not the absence of mistakes, but the swift and elegant correction of them. The most revolutionary act is to think for yourself in a world that is trying to do your thinking for you. Your character is not revealed by the tests you pass, but by the challenges you willingly choose to face. Knowledge is the weapon that grants you the sublime power to dismantle the arguments of tyrants. The greatest art of a student is to learn to sit with a problem, to let its silence speak before offering an answer. An argument won through volume is a defeat for the intellect. The will to know is the most human of instincts. To cultivate it is the essence of civilization. A mind stretched by a new idea can never go back to its old dimensions. Seek not to be a person of success, but rather a person of value. For success is a shadow while value is substance. To write is to force clarity upon the chaos of one's own thoughts. The ignorant man shouts his opinion. The wise man builds his understanding, brick by silent brick. He who learns only from a single teacher risks becoming a single, repetitive echo. A day spent without a new question is a day the mind has begun to atrophy. The true test of an education is what remains after you have forgotten everything you were taught in school. Your ambition should not be to have all the answers, but to live in the grace of a perpetual and evolving question.